The day the sky split open above our school, I was bleeding on the floor and everyone was laughing. I remember the sound first, not thunder, not engines, but a deep metallic breath, like the world itself had inhaled and forgotten how to exhale. The classroom windows rattled. The lights died. And while the other students screamed or reached for their phones, I stayed where I was, curled around my ribs, tasting copper. Because this was normal for me. My name is Elias Vance and I was the weakest student at North Point Academy, the last pick in simulations, the slowest in physical drills, the joke whispered between lockers. They said I didn't belong in a future that demanded strength. They were reminding me of that when the sky chose me instead. But that was only the beginning. North Point wasn't a normal school. It was built after the first contact, when humanity learned it wasn't alone and panic became policy. We trained children for a hostile universe, combat theory, xenopsychology, survival calculus. We were supposed to become humanity's answer to the stars. I couldn't even defend myself in the hallway. That morning, Marcus Hale had shoved me into a locker hard enough to crack the seam. Laughter followed. It always did. Teachers looked away. Weakness was contagious, they said. Better not to catch it. You won't make it past assessment, Marcus sneered, grabbing my collar. You're dead weight. Then the sky breathed. A shadow passed over the building, vast and wrong. The ceiling fractured in a perfect circle as light poured down, not white, not blue, but something deeper, like color with memory. Gravity stuttered. Papers froze midair. And something descended. None of us were prepared for the truth. It wasn't a ship. It was alive. A towering figure of layered metal and shifting light, suspended without wings or jets. Its surface rippled like liquid armor, etched with symbols that hurt to look at too long. Eyes, if they were eyes, burned with ancient focus. Students dropped to their knees. Marcus screamed. I couldn't move at all. The thing spoke inside our heads. Subjects identified. Protocol Guardian awakened. Its gaze swept the room, passing over the strongest, the fastest, the brightest. It paused on me. Bloodied. Shaking. Broken. Compatible host located. The room exploded into chaos. I tried to crawl away. I didn't want to be seen. Being noticed had never led anywhere good. But the light followed, wrapping around me like gravity reversing direction. No, I whispered. Please. The alien guardian reached out. And everything went dark. When I woke up, I was floating. Not falling. Floating. Encased in translucent light, surrounded by stars I'd never seen. The school was gone. Earth was a distant curve of blue. The entity hovered before me, closer now. I could see fractures in its armor, ancient scars. This thing had survived wars before humanity discovered fire. I am Kepri, it said, voice layered with echoes. Last guardian of the Helion Accord. I'm nobody, I said. You made a mistake. Kepri's gaze intensified. Negative. You were selected because you are nobody. What I heard next changed everything. The Helion Accord was an alliance of civilizations, long dead now, wiped out by something called the Devourer Swarm. Guardians like Kepri were built not to conquer, but to protect, to bond with a species' chosen defender. Chosen? I laughed weakly. You saw the wrong guy. I can't even fight. Strength is common, Kepri replied. Resilience is rare. It showed me memories, its previous hosts. Warriors, kings, heroes who burned bright and broke fast. They sought power, control, glory. They all failed, Kepri said. You endure. I didn't understand. Not yet. Back on Earth, I became a problem. They returned me hours later, placing me gently on the school's ruined floor. The guardian vanished into me, sinking beneath my skin like molten light. The authorities arrived within minutes. Soldiers, scientists, fear wrapped in uniforms. I was taken to a black facility beneath the Rockies. Hooked to machines. Prodded. Tested. They watched in disbelief as my vitals stabilized beyond human limits. Bruises faded. Bones knit. Not fast, just enough. Kepri spoke only to me. They will try to use us, it warned. I wanted to believe humanity was better than that. I was wrong. Weeks passed. News leaked. The Guardian incident dominated feeds. Some called me a miracle. Others called me a weapon. The military wanted activation trials. That was when Marcus showed up again. They brought my classmates to the facility, claiming it would help morale. Marcus stood across from me in the observation chamber, eyes wide with something between awe and hate. You, he spat. They chose you? Before I could answer, alarm screamed. The Devourer Swarm arrived. Space tore open above Earth, vomiting thousands of biomechanical vessels. Cities burned in minutes. Satellites died screaming. Panic became extinction. Activation required, Khepri said. Consent needed. I saw it then, the truth hidden beneath its calm logic. Guardians didn't choose heroes. They chose sacrifices. Bonding fully would save Earth. It would also kill me. This was the moment everything changed. I hesitated. Not because I feared dying, but because I feared being forgotten as I'd lived. Weak. Meaningless. Then I remembered the locker. The laughter. The years of surviving anyway. I consent, I said. Light tore through my veins. I rose into the sky as Earth's first guardian ignited. I felt everything, Khepri's ancient grief, the weight of extinct stars, the scream of the swarm as I met them head-on. I wasn't strong like a warrior. I was unbreakable. We fought for hours. Maybe days. Time lost meaning. I burned fleets to ash, tore holes in reality, shielded cities with my own body. At the end, only silence remained. The swarm was gone. So was I. They said I died that day. Memorials were built. Speeches made. Marcus cried on camera, claiming he'd always believed in me. But Khepri had one last secret. Guardians don't die. They transform. 15 years later, a new threat watches Earth from the dark between galaxies. And when humanity looks to the stars in fear, they will feel it. A presence. A quiet, enduring strength. Because I was never the weakest student. I was the one who survived long enough to be chosen.